guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wing Gaming. See me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace, June's Path. So y'all, we had a nice little intimate moment with June earlier, and we got to meet his parents, so let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Okay. Gonna play some golf with friends after this with the roomies. Alright. Yes, Tanabe is technically the superior player right now, but I honestly believe you're more talented than he is. Plus, his game completely lacks passion. It's like watching a chess match. Seeing him play is so boring. Ooh, excuse me. You, on the other hand, always get me on the edge of my seat. Every play with you is filled with anticipation. You don't hold back. You don't go for the safe option. You just see what you have to do and you go at it. June's mom places a hand on her husband's shoulder, calling his attention. Honey, I understand you're excited, but please settle down, okay? You're overwhelming our guest. Oh, right. Sorry. Thank you! By the way, honey, I've invited Michimaya-kun to have dinner with us. Would you please help me get things ready? Wait, June leans onto my ear and whispers at me. It's free real estate. Just give up. Once she gets something in her head, there's no changing her mind. She'll hold you hostage if she has to. That's very disturbing. I really hope he doesn't mean it in a literal sense. Well, at least let me help then. I can cook. Such a polite young boy, but that's nonsense, sweetie. Just play around with June. Everything's almost done. I was going to tell him dinner would be ready in a couple minutes anyway. By the way, June, honey, I stopped by that diner you liked and picked up some okonomiyaki for dinner. I know you love it. But Mom, that place is super expensive. It's not a problem. I wanted to cheer you up after your... Mom! That's okay. Thank you. We're going back to my room now. Bye! Before I even noticed what's happening, June just started pushing me back to his room. I didn't even know he could move this fast. After the door is closed and locked, he lets himself slide down to the floor, burying his face in his knees. Oh God, I'm so sorry you had to see that. My parents tend to be a bit much. Don't worry about it. I'm used to it already. You've given me quite a bit of test run after all. Sorry about my dad in particular. He means well, but he tends to get way too excited about tennis. I hope he didn't creep you out. Not at all. Although I'm really not all that your dad makes me out to be. That's not true. I mean, I haven't been watching tennis for all that long. I kind of stayed away from the sport just because it was embarrassing being around my dad when he's like that. But I really think you're amazing. I really like to watch you play. I feel like I get to see a Yuichi-sen that I can't see anywhere else. Oh, thank you. I like seeing you play the piano too. You're really different when you play. I like that. I am? How so? Well, you're a lot more focused when you're playing. What? That's not true. I'm always focused. His family is severely lacking in self-awareness department. Still, you should probably get yourself ready for a barrage of questions, though. I'm sure Dad will make the dinner table conversation all about you. Really? All right, then. No, what did I get myself into? Dinner was pleasant enough. Yui-sen made a bunch of delicious side dishes to complement the okonomiyaki, which was also quite fancy. Not the kind you'd find at any regular food cart. Like June said, though, his dad hit me with question after question about tennis. It was already hard keeping up with June. Having to deal with two other people like him was just... I'm exhausted! Right now, I'm walking back home trying to recharge a little. Are you sure you won't get lost? I can go all the way to your house if you want. Of course, June insisted on accompanying me partway for fear that I get lost, even though I've lived here for years. You don't have to. Seriously, don't worry about it. I've lived nearby anyway. Yeah. Again, sorry about my parents. I hope they didn't make you uncomfortable. They definitely did with me. No, far from it. Your parents are different, but they're really nice people. I feel a little jealous of you. I wish my family were like that. Is there anything wrong with your family? Well, my father isn't around anymore. Mom had to go back to work when we were little to be able to provide for us. At first, it was really hard for us, and she kept having to juggle 2 or more jobs all the time, and she'd always be exhausted. She never had time for us back then. I basically raised Aki on my own. It was hard to make it work, especially because my training hours were very short when I first started playing, but we managed. Mom eventually got a well-paying job at a law firm, and things have been stable for us for a while. Still, I sometimes miss having a dad. I don't remember much about him. When I first realized I couldn't remember my dad's voice anymore, it was difficult. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know your father had left you guys. Left? Ah, I see. He misunderstood me. Well, I guess I'll let it slide. I don't want to make him upset, let alone feel guilty about bringing it up. Nah, don't worry about it. I made my peace with it a long time ago. Plus, since I always spent so much time with Aki, the two of us are very close. How many people can boast about having such a close friendship with their brother? Alright, y'all, let me take a sip of my delicious 100% Arabica coffee. Delicious. Yeah, it must be nice having a brother, I mean. I was always an only child. Mom and Dad didn't actually plan on having me. I remember my grandmother letting it slip one day that it was an accident. And Mom was beyond pissed with her. As far as I know, Dad got fixed after I was born so they wouldn't have any other children. Still, they've always taken really good care of me, and they always make sure I have everything I need. Even when that meant they didn't. It makes me feel really guilty sometimes. That's what parents do, stupid. If you really feel bad about it, then make sure you make them make something out of yourself. I'm sure your parents just want you to be happy. Yeah, you're right. We reach an intersection. June stops walking and I follow suit. He keeps staring at the ground, not saying anything. Eventually, he looks over at me, very shyly. Thanks for keeping me company. I thought I'd just spend the day feeling lonely and bored, but it turned out to be very fun. Thanks a lot, Yuichi-san. I think I almost catch a hint of a blush before he turns to look away. It brings a smile to my face. Anytime, June. If you ever need something from me, don't hesitate to ask. He nods. I'm gonna get back home before Mom and Dad start worrying about me. I'll see you tomorrow, Yuichi-san. See ya. See ya. We wave goodbye. We wave goodbye to each other, and June jogs his way back home. I watch his back fade away from sight, thinking over how pleasant today was despite everything that's happened. Ling-ling. Ling-ling. Morning! As soon as I walk into the classroom, I see a few friendly faces of other classmates that have gotten here first. Good morning, Yuichi-kun. She smiles warmly at me, taking her eyes off the person she was talking to greet me with a little wave. Do you have any news on that thing I asked you to look into? Sorry, not yet. My friend said he'd look into it and give me an answer by the end of the week. You asked him to look into a thing? Please tell me it's not more playing cards. Kyoko grimaces, looking between the two of us with annoyance. Oh, sorry, Kyo-chan. I forgot you were there for a second. We were just talking, not 30 seconds ago. You don't just casually forget about me. I see you two are as inseparable as ever, huh? Are you two mocking me? No, nothing like that. Sorry, Kyo-chan. I'm just excited about the possibility of Yuichi-kun getting me those rare ones I've been looking for. Kyoko sighs, pressing the palm of her hand against her face, completely covering one of her eyes. Yes, I was right. It really is the playing cards. They're not just playing cards, Kyo-chan. They're vintage collector's items from failed trading card... Kyoko waves her off nonchalantly. Yeah. Vintage cards from trading card games that failed decades ago and are super hard to find on the market. Honestly, why do I still bother with you? And Nikonishi-san sighs in exasperation. Oh, that's so sweet. You already know my speech by heart. I really don't understand how two people can be so completely different from each other and yet be such good friends. Yes, I see the irony. Well, I promise I'll keep you updated. If he manages to find it before the end of the week, I'll send you a message. Alright, I'll be waiting anxiously for it then. Do you really need to go out, Moriai-chan? Well, at least they're good friends despite their differences. That's admirable in and of itself. Just a couple steps away, I'm greeted by the soft smile of this big lug. Oh, good morning, Yuichi-kun. He's casually snacking on a jumbo bag of chips. Honestly, he's eating most of the time anyway. It's already become pretty normal to see him like this. Oh, there are a few flakes stuck to his chin. Should I tell him about them? Thanks for that recipe you gave me. I tried it last night. It was great. I'm glad you liked it. What did Jin have to say? I can answer that. Wow, Jin, your face looks terrible. What happened to you? Your recipe happened to me. My recipe? You didn't like it? That's not the point. He made so much of it, over 10 pounds, and he made me eat it all. Dear God, he made me eat it all. How are you still alive right now? Well, come on, Jin, it wasn't that bad. I ate 4 pounds of food in a single sitting. No one should be able to eat that much food. No one. Well, there's no way I'll be able to have an actual conversation with him. He's too riled up right now. And you actually had a pot big enough to cook all that food at once? Don't just brush me aside. It's fine, Jin. Everything worked out okay in the end, right? Jin pats his brother on the back. Are you crazy? I was sick all night. Ugh! Jin starts holding his stomach as his whole body starts trembling. I think it's going to take me an entire week to digest all that food. One more sip of coffee, if y'all please. Oh, yes. That hits the spot. That's that fucking spot. Alright. I think it's going to... Okay. But wasn't it delicious? That's besides the point. You're not supposed to eat so much that you feel sick. What's wrong with you? Ugh! Screw this. I need to lie down. Well, I'll let them deal with their brotherly love on their own. In fact, I think Jin is just about ready to throw up a bunch of brotherly love on Jin's shoes. I hope to God that my relationship with Aki never turns out like that. I'll just sit around until class starts. God, even though I've only known him for a short while, I can safely say that this place is really boring without Jun around. Where is he anyway? And what time is it already? Ugh, is that early still? I feel a tap on my shoulder, turning around to see who it is. Ah, Ryoji, good morning. Bear nods, handing me a small disc case. This is the one you asked for. As short on words as always. I reach out and pick up the case, seeing the name Blaster Punisher 4 stamped on a colorful little cover. Thanks, Ryoji. Weren't you still playing this one, though? Finished last night. It was decent. The critics called this a contender for Game of the Year. He nods once more. There were no romance options. It's a shooter! All games should have romance options. Wait a second there, Kuma-chan. Class rep seemingly materializes out of thin air, having overheard us and deciding to butt into our conversation. Please don't call me Kuma-chan. For the first time, Kumagawa looks away from his console, glancing at the class rep with a very bored look. Well, his range of facial expressions is very limited, so I'll just consider that to be a glare. A game doesn't need the romance options to be entertaining. No, a good game is about strategy. That is why the TCGs are the best. Surely even you must be able to see that. Trading card games are nothing more than an excuse to sell ridiculous amounts of merchandise that you don't even need in order to keep playing. Big talk coming from a guy who's bought the last 6 expansion packs to love me seriously. If we're talking about games, then what about the sports ones? They're the best! Then shows up the second intruder, butting into our conversation. Might as well just turn this into an open discussion for the whole classroom. Ryoji and the class rep both shoot him murderous looks. Sorry! Jin hides behind his brother, using him as a shield. No offense, but if a mean look is all it takes to frighten you that much, I don't see you working out as an athlete. Expansions have actual content. Card games just re-release the same thing every time. Oh, really? So you're saying these expansion packs didn't release a bunch of more busty girls with daddy issues and endless sexual appetite? No, it was brand new content, right? Kumagawa's cheeks immediately turn red. Hey! Oh, come on, you know she's right. Yeah, but still, cheap shot. Class rep smiled in triumph. Well, my job here is done. If you'll excuse me, boys, I need to convince Kyoku that I'm not wasting my money by buying trading cards instead of expensive Gucci handbags. Okay, what the hell just happened? Women can be such a pain in the ass sometimes. He grumbles something that I can't quite understand. I merely smile and nod. Don't worry, big guy. I'm sure the feeling is mutual. Thanks. That snide comment completely flying over his head, Kumagawa walks away with his console still in hand, not bothering to look at anything other than the screen. Wow. Oh, by the way, Michimaya? Genichiro. Is it Genichiro or Genichiro? Suddenly pops out of nowhere, nearly giving me a heart attack. Ah! Whoa, Christ, Jin! How does a dude your size be so stealthy? Thanks. Do you happen to know if Kobayashi's coming to class today? I don't know. He's not exactly the most punctual person out there, but he doesn't tend to be this tardy either. At least he's certainly always arriving earlier than me. Does this have something to do with what happened yesterday? Oh god, it might have been more serious than he was letting on. And with that worry on the back of my mind, I'm sure I'll be really productive for the rest of the day. Ishima-sensei walks into the room, carrying a giant stack of books in his arms. The echo of the books being dropped on the table resounds across the entire classroom. Damn, that must be one very strong table. Alright, everyone, settle down. We have so much to cover today and so very little time, so let's not waste it with pointless conversations. Everyone rushes to their seats. Without missing a beat, Sensei starts to take attendance. Kumagawa. Here. Nezimuro. Which one? It's been 3 years. You know how this works. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we know. Here. This game of theirs used to be amusing at first, but it's already become quite a drag having to hear it every day. The hours seem to lag by, taking their sweet little time to move. I look over at the clock every now and then. Even though it feels like an eternity, the hands on the clock barely move. I am officially bored out of my mind. I look over to the empty seat next to me, where June was supposed to be. Even though I know it's probably nothing, I can't help but be worried. He told me it was nothing. He wouldn't have lied to me, right? Started to resent her husband after he ate most of their children. So she hid away their youngest in the hopes that he would one day bring down his father. Shima-sensei is in charge of giving us our history lessons this year. Now he's talking about his favorite topic, Greek mythology. This class was supposed to be about Japanese feudal history, mind you, but Shima-sensei tends to just do whatever he wants without consequences. And I get the feeling I've already heard this particular lecture a million times over the years. Everyone immediately looks at the door that was suddenly opened. Excuse me? June opens the door, peering into the little crack he opened. Sensei blinks a few times in confusion. Kobayashi, you're... He looks up at the clock. You're almost 2 hours late for class. I've already put you down as absent for the day, so you might as well wait outside for your next class. No, I'm already having enough trouble with the subject without missing class. Shima-sensei sighs, rubbing his forehead and leaning against his table. Then next time, please think about that before coming over so late. Just get to your seat already. I'll change your absence record later. Yes! Jun quickly nods, rushing towards his seat. As soon as he approaches, his eyes lock on me. Where were you? I silently mouth something off to him. Hope he can read my lips. He shoots me a nervous look and mouths back. Tell you later. Once Jun has taken his seat, Shima-sensei clears his throat. Well, as I was saying, afraid for her children, Ria came up with a plan, together with Gaia, to save her youngest Zeus, giving birth to him in an isolated location and... Wait, excuse me, Sensei, shouldn't this class be about Japanese history? Shima-sensei drops his explanation once again, scowling. Yes, Kobayashi, I know what it says on the schedule, but I decided that this was more important, so I'm giving you classes on ancient history. But... Ancient history! Shima-sensei bangs on the table with his palm, making a noise so loud that we nearly jump from our seats. Can't blame Jun for not knowing. Shima-sensei definitely has his quirks, and his passion for ancient history and mythology is second to none. He gets really pissed off if you try to stop him from giving classes on the subject. Did I say something wrong? Jun leans over to me and whispers. Everything you said there was wrong. Is he always like this? You should have seen him during last year's Chinese history fiasco. I think Kumagawa still has the scars from where that whip hit him. You're joking, right? Sure. Kobayashi! Yes? Wow, Shima-sensei looks super pissed off. Maybe you shouldn't be watching this class. You obviously already know so much of this subject that you feel comfortable enough to not pay attention. Alright guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks. Search if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!